You're still functioning, but inside you feel lost. And maybe the scariest part is you're not even sure who you are without that relationship, that title, or that dream. Hi, my friend. Welcome to the Bounce Back Black Woman podcast. I'm Dell, and I've overcome some of the most devastating heartbreaks I could ever have imagined. Do you find yourself stuck in sadness after a broken heart, asking God, why me? Well, I'm here to help women just like you heal and build the resilience to overcome life's greatest hurts. If you long for joy and confidence again, this podcast is for you. So grab your headphones and those heartbreaks. Let's talk. Hey there, my friend, and welcome back to Bounce Back Black Woman. I'm so glad you're here today because this episode is definitely one that we all, myself included, need to be reminded of. You might be heartbroken and not even realize it. Because heartbreak doesn't always look like sobbing on the bathroom floor, skipping meals, or crying yourself to sleep. That's stuff we see in movies, and it makes for great drama, but it's not really how real life works. Sometimes heartbreak lingers in numbness. It's getting up and going to work like nothing's wrong, but feeling like you're walking through some sort of fog. Sometimes it's smiling for pictures while your soul feels disconnected. And you look back on that picture and you can see the emptiness behind your eyes. No one else saw it, but you can see it and you remember it. Sometimes it's showing up for everyone else but yourself, just to avoid confronting, dealing with, and moving through the pain of heartbreak. Or maybe it's endless scrolling through social media just to numb yourself and escape your thoughts. Maybe it's checking their page, and you know what I'm talking about. And not even because you want to get back together, but because you're still trying to understand how it is that they seem fine while you're unraveling. Maybe it's overscheduling yourself, signing up for every event, every dinner, every get-together, every church service, just so that you don't have to be alone with yourself and your thoughts and your feelings and your sadness. And friends, it's not always about a romantic partner. Maybe it was a best friend who drifted away and disappeared without any warning. Maybe it was a parent that left you far too soon. Maybe it was the devastating loss of a child that you were supposed to predecease. And you're mad at God and the universe for reversing those roles. Maybe it was a job that gave you purpose, what you thought was your dream job, and then, poof, it disappeared. You were gone. And that job is still moving forward without you. Maybe it was a dream that you poured your whole heart and sometimes even your whole savings into that never came to fruition. You're still functioning, but inside you feel lost. And maybe the scariest part is you're not even sure who you are without that relationship, that title, or that dream. So whether what you lost was a person, a position, or a plan that you held on to for years, there's a good chance that some version of you left with it. So friends, this episode isn't just about grief. It's about identity because so many of us were never taught how to rebuild who we are on the outside of who it is that we loved, or what we did, or what we were called, or what we had hoped for. So I want to talk to you today, my friend, the woman who's ready to rediscover herself and maybe just doesn't know where to begin. So let's talk about how our identity often becomes wrapped up in roles. Roles like wife, daughter, best friend, manager, caretaker. As women, and often particularly as Black women, we are what we do. We see the value of who we are in the fruits that we produce. And when that role ends, whether by choice or by force, we're often left wondering, what do I do with me now? Who am I now? And there's grief in that. The grief of good things ending. Friendships, careers, ministries, and creative dreams. And that's hard. And we're left feeling like, what is our value? I mean, we know we're valuable to God, but we also want to be valuable to someone. The tension. We don't often talk about the tension that arises between functioning in public and drifting in private, hoping that no one on the outside could see what it's like when we're by ourselves and alone in private, falling apart, hurting. And here are the coping mechanisms that often mask heartbreak. Social media checking, doomsday scrolling, watching TV over and over, numbing ourselves to the world around us by escaping into the television. Distractions, overworking, staying busy to avoid stillness. Those are signs of unhealed heartbreak, my friend. All of them are fine in moderation, but when we use them as an escape to not deal with our true feelings and hurts, name them and heal them, they become problems. They become escape mechanisms. It's important to name what still belongs to you after a loss, whether that's a loss of a person, loss of a relationship, loss of a job, loss of your financial stability. There are things that you still claim, that God still provides, your gifts, your talents, your voice, your values, and your purpose. So it's important to never forget those and stand in them, because you can rebuild the tangible things that you lost if you still have your God-given gifts and strengths, and God is still by your side, ready to help you. I love what Isaiah 43:18 and 19 says, and this is how it reads. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. And Ecclesiastes reminds us, to everything there is a season. And my friend, I'm here to tell you, grief has its season. But so does rebirth. God isn't interested in only returning what you lost. God is revealing you in a deeper way than ever before. You're not starting over. You're starting from a place of wisdom and blessing, because you're still here with an opportunity to start over. So why does it hurt so much? Well, It hurts because for so long, your identity was intertwined with that thing, that person, that role, or that dream. You were emotionally connected and anchored to the version of you that existed with it. And when it was gone, that anchor disappeared. Or so you thought. It's still there. You just need someone to help you find it and re-anchor it again so that you can bounce back. And that's where I come in. I was called to start this podcast so that I can help others with things that I've endured and overcome in my life. Death, divorce, relationships ending, infidelity, financial loss, and so many other things. So, friend, here is your call. Healing starts by naming what still belongs to you and giving yourself permission to evolve. Here's the journal prompt that I want you to write about. Who was I with them? And the them can be a person or a role or a dream. Who was I with them? And who am I being invited to become now? I'd love to hear what comes up for you when you sit with this and you start to write on the page. So, my friend, if this episode touched something tender in your heart, I want you to know that you do not have to figure it out all alone. I want you to send me an email to hello@bouncebackblackwoman.com. I will be checking them. I will respond. I will start to help you get on the path to healing. Because this podcast isn't just something fun to listen to. It's designed for healing and growth and community. We're not rushing. We're healing. And we're honoring that one step at a time. Well, that's it for today, my friend. I really hope this episode inspired, encouraged, or just plain comforted you. If so, please share it with a friend who might be struggling in her own healing journey. And if you take a moment to leave a quick review on Apple Podcasts, you'll help other women find encouragement through their heartbreak. Remember that God is holding your hand along this journey. And guess what? I'm holding the other. Life is short, so bounce back, Black woman.